Hi everyone, welcome to Gnan Cloud Garage. In this session, I'm going to talk about how to create DNS records in Windows 2022 DNS Server. Okay, so before going to create a DNS record, we have to understand some basic points. So here is the agenda. So let's understand what is DNS and what is zone and what is forward lookup zone and what is a reverse lookup zone and what are the types of DNS records and how to create DNS records in Windows 2022 DNS Server. Okay, so let's start with the first point. What is DNS? So DNS full form is domain name service or domain name system. And usually it provides resolution of host name to IP address and resolution of IP address to host name. So both are vice versa, and defines a hierarchical namespace where each level of namespace is separated by a dot. Like we have created our domain controller in our previous session, which is gcblab.com. So that means it's separated by dot. Okay. And another point is what is zone? So zone is a storage database that contains all zone records. Okay. And another point is what is a forward lookup zone? So normally forward lookup zone, it's used for resolving host name to IP address and it maintains host to IP address mapping information. Suppose if you want to know about what is reverse lookup zone means, it's completely opposite to this one, used for IP address, resolving IP address to host name. So the point is what is reverse lookup zone? Used for resolving IP address to host name and it maintain IP address to host mapping information. Okay. And another point, what are the DNS records? There are 7 DNS records are available. Let's understand one by one. Normally the first record we call it as SOA record. This is the first to record in any zone file. That means forward lookup zone or reverse lookup zone. And NS record, name server record. This is identifies the DNS server for each zone, and host record resolves a host name to an IP address, and PTR, or we call it as pointer record. This pointer record completely opposite to the host record. That means resolves an IP address to a host name. And alias record. Alias means it's like a another name. So this is if you want to represent the host record with a different name, we can create a alias record. That means resolves an alias name to a host name. Okay. Now another record is MX record. Normally MX record used by mail server, and seventh record is SRV, or we call it as service records. It resolves names of servers providing services. Okay. So now let's talk about how to create DNS records in Windows 2022 DNS server. So let's log into our lab system. So let me connect to the lab system. Let's refresh and log in with the root. So I connected to the ESXi host first. Let me re-enter the password. Okay. Once we connect to the ESXi host, and let's open the VM console. Normally, either we can open console in new tab or we can RDP. Any method is okay. Okay. Once we log into the system, let's Control Alt Delete. See, this is in the domain GCB lab domain. So if you want to configure a DNS server, normally go to the server manager and add the role. But earlier, previous session, we configured Active Directory domain services. Usually as part of Active Directory domain services, DNS also will install automatically. If you see here in the role, DNS server is installed state. It is showing as installed. Just in case if you want to install the DNS server, the procedure is same. Let me cancel and show you again. So click on add roles and features, click on next, next, and enable the role for a DNS. Okay, when you select the DNS role, next finish, that is only the DNS role configuration installation also. Once the DNS role is installed, we have a console. That console you can access from management tools, and from the tools you can look for a DNS console. This is one method, or another method is we can access using command line also. So command line, you can type the command, or else run command also you can type dnsmgmt.msc. When you type dnsmgmt.msc, you will find the DNS console. So you can see DNS manager, our domain, our system name is AD01. We have a forward lookup zone, reverse lookup zone. Just now we noticed what is importance of forward lookup zone. Normally forward lookup zone, it will resolve from host name to IP address, and reverse lookup zone is completely reverse, IP address to host name. Suppose if I expand the forward lookup zone, we can see our domain name is gcglab.com. In the right side, already there is a default local host record is created. AD01, that IP address is created. But in the reverse lookup zone, there is no reverse lookup zone configured. We can configure the reverse lookup zone. Normally, when you're configuring the reverse lookup zone, it should be based on your IP address range. But in our lab system, our IP range is 192.168.10. So we can configure the reverse lookup zone for the same range. So click on new zone, click on next, and we can create as a primary zone, and you can use the default Active Directory zone replication scope and IPv4. Currently we are using a IP version 4 only. And here you can enter our network range 192.168.10. Okay, this is only reverse lookup zone one time configuration only, and later on we can create the multiple DNS records. Okay, so now click on next, dynamic update, click on finish. See, the reverse lookup zone also created. When you just refresh, all the records will update it to here also. See, when you create a zone, earlier I discussed one default records it will create as a SOA record. SOA full form is start of authority, and NS record will create a default. Okay, this point only I explained in the DNS records. Okay, and even if you select the gcglab.com, there is a AD01. Suppose if I want to create our ESXi host record, our ESXi host name is esx3gcglab.com, and ESX IP address is 10.83. If you want to create this record, log into our DNS server and go to the gcglab.com. To create a DNS record, right click the domain name, and you can see all the record types here. New host record, new CNAME or alias is same name, mail exchange or MX record. So these three records you can find here. So now I am most of the time we are creating a host record and pointer record. So when you select the new host, let's say our host name is ESXi03. Okay, and IP address for ESX03 is 192.168.10.83. Okay, and normally when you create host record, there is an option to create associated PTR or pointer record. When you click this option, we no need to create pointer record manually in the reverse lookup zone. It will create automatically. So better tick this option, click on tick, and click on add host. See, the host record ESXi03 gcglab.com was successfully created. Click on OK and click on done. So just refresh here just one time. Once you refresh, you can see ESXi03 host record. Host record is created. It is a static, that means manually created record. And the pointer record, if you want to verify, go to the reverse lookup zone and select the reverse lookup zone IP range, and see here there is no ESX record. If you want to get the pointer record, just right click here and refresh once. Once you refresh, see the pointer or PTR record, IP address to host name is created. If you see here, the name starts with IP address in the reverse lookup zone, but in the forward lookup zone, it starts from host to IP resolution. Okay, and similarly, if you want to create another record, again right click the gcglab.com new host record. Let's say we plan to create our ESX01. Our ESX01 IP is 192.168.10.81. Okay, and create pointer record and allow any authenticated user to update DNS record with the same owner name. So better enable this option. Click on add host. See, record is created successfully. Click on OK, done. See, ESX1 record is created. To update the static information, just right click here, refresh. See, now it is updated as static. And even to verify the reverse lookup zone, see ESX1 is not showing here. Just right click here and refresh. It will update automatically. ESX1 81 record is created. And same way, if you want to create another DNS record, again, same option, right click, new host. Let's say ESXi02. Okay, and enter our relevant IP address 192.168.10.82. Okay, so create a pointer record also. So click on hello, click on add host. It's created successfully. See, to update the static information, right click here, refresh. See, ESX1, 2, 3, three records are created. And the same host record, we have a relevant pointer record also. We have ESX1 and ESX3. To update the ESX2, just refresh. See, we have a 81, 82, 83. 81 refers as a ESX01, 82 refers as ESX02, 83 refers as a ESXi03. So like this, we can create a n number of host records and pointer records in the real-time scenarios. Okay, so that's it for today. Thank you. If you are watching this video first time, please do view, like, share, and subscribe to the Gnan Cloud Garage channel. If you are already subscribed, I appreciate all your support. Bye for now.